next song we got in the list is coming to us from our good friend Yulita. Definitely want to appreciate her. It is Patreon night, so we're doing nothing but Patreon requests, so shout out to her. And if you are interested in helping support the channel and what we do around here, be joining the Patreon would be a great way to do that. You know what I mean? And you get some requests in, guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, next one we got is NF, another one on the NF journey. The song's called Hope, another 5-minute one. She loves giving me these long ones. She loves giving me these long songs. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Hope, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Hope, hope. 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I like to introduce my...
Okay, so I was definitely just sitting there thinking to myself, this is probably the most unique thing I've heard him do so far. And so when he was just talking about, like, we got to give him something different, this is definitely different. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a very unique beat off the rip, right? The intro part, like, changing to, like, the piano chords, I thought was really sick. Like, the way that they kind of, like, just morphed that real fast. I don't know if that's, like, in the original track or not, but either way, it sounds great for the video, that purposes. But it's a very, very simple beat. You know what I mean? This is just, like, you know, just a couple of chords. You know what I mean? I played a piano enough to know that it's just, you know, he ain't doing much over here with the chords on the piano. And it is very different. Like, his flow about it is different. The way he's kind of approached the song is different. So it's just, it has been very interesting because it's been like, he's very much, he's got a bag. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a bag of, like, what his songs sound like. Like, he's got a pocket and a flow that he gets into, and a lot of his songs have a very similar nature to them, which is not a bad thing. It's just very much like, kind of like the way he does things. So this is very different and unique from anything else I've heard him do. You know what I mean? And I know you NFers up there probably know. You know, there's probably a fuck ton of stuff, but I ain't heard it all. Ain't heard it all.
Like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit because they rather do.
It's very interesting because it's if this is like for a newer project, right? Or if like this was like a new product after the last one for whatever I had heard, and this product was called Hope type of deal, and he's wearing like all the white shit. Everything he was been wearing in the past was like all black. We had the black balloons. We had like the little like callback there right there too, right? Where he's like seeing almost like the old versions of himself or like his demons, his baggage, whatever. You know, whatever you want to equate it to. It's like he's like seeing that, but like he's in like this like more better state of mind, I think, overall on the record. So like when he's like talking excuse me. So like when he's talking about the same subject matters that he's always talked about. Like, and this time it's almost coming from like a better perspective, which the white perspective, right? The new bright perspective. I think I see what he's doing here. I think I'm picking up what he's laying down. You know what I mean?
Way from more perfect because they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it. Evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree with.
That shit was crazy right there. That song sounded somewhat familiar. So is that like, was that like a song from, it's like one of his old songs, right? It wasn't like a new one, like promo type things. It was like a new song where he was kind of getting pushed back into the past and like he was finding his way out of it type of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm not picking up what he's laying down, but I think I'm following. I gotta hear what he was talking about though when he actually came back in.
Necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit my bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not.
Yeah, because now he's going through all the old videos type shit. You know what I mean? Like he's like walking through the old house of like the past. You know what I mean? When he was talking about all his baggage and letting it all go, and then it was like he got pushed back into it. I really see what he's doing here. This shit's hard. It's probably the most like artistic shit I think I've seen him do. You know what I mean? At least from the pickup from the first listen. You know what I mean?
Example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did. Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that wasn't a shot. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years.
It's amazing how kids will make you think about things differently. When your life changes in different ways, it makes you look at priorities different. And like this entire song, he's been talking about the same things that we've been listening to him talk about for the existence of his music, right? But like again, the perspective is different because now he's looking like there's so much self-deprecation throughout all of his music, and then now he's over here talking about like, I'm finally realizing that if I don't believe in myself, how would anybody else believe in me? You know what I mean? How many times did people tell him they believed in him before he finally got that message and it finally clicked to him? And I'm sure he probably still struggles with it, right? Like I feel that, right? Where like, you know, even with myself, with my own channel, where it's like, if I don't bring the best version of me, why the fuck would anybody listen to me? Why the fuck would anybody watch my shit? You know what I mean? But I'm the most self-deprecating YouTuber there ever was. You know what I'm saying? But I know that same thought process of like, you having to have it like, who's gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? And I feel like a lot of times you get those kind of perspectives, but a lot of times, like when you, like he said, like when you have like a kid and you're sitting there holding your son, and you're thinking about their life, and you think about how you went about the same things in their life and how you wouldn't want the same thing to happen to them. And you wouldn't want them to process it the same way. And you wouldn't want to have people telling their friends and all those people telling them the same messages that you fucking heard, and you ignored it for 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? Then you finally get it. Like I said, I feel like I'm hearing a lot of growth in his rap, yo. Not necessarily his rap, but a lot of growth in like what he's talking about.
30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking the reins.
Ha. God, that was fucking hard. Oh my God. Yeah, he ended that shit fucking on some next level shit right there. Him like arguing with like the smile, like cut back and forth. Oh my God. That shit was hard. That shit was hard. Yeah, it's definitely high on the list of like my favorite things I've seen from him do. For sure. This one's actually got a lot of replay value for me too, because like I said, this entire one, I feel like there was a lot of like a lot unfolding and what we got in like this entire thing. So yeah, the overall song and all that stuff for me, I thought was great. So yeah, most interesting, different, but then bringing it right back to kind of what we all like always kind of known, I think, from NF's music this way. So I feel like it was fresh, it was new, but also still very familiar. So everything about, I think, what you want in someone coming back like this way and with like a new song, single, when it's been a while since you've heard from them type of deal. So yeah, shout out to you, Lita, for the request. Be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.